Welcome back to the Chaitanya Data Podcast. I am your host Chaitanya. Today we have a really inspiring guest with us. We are going to talk all about working as a data scientist at a very big company, Google. Significantly, we will learn about a very important part of data science, that is trust and safety. Our main goal today is to understand how to get a job like this straight from someone who is actually got it at Google. So, first of all, a very big welcome to our guest Aparna Vasudevan. It's so nice to have you here on Chaitanya Data, Aparna. So, to start, Aparna, can you please tell our listeners about yourself and share a little about your background and what you are doing right now at Google, especially in your job as a data scientist in trust and safety?
Hey Chaitanya, thanks for having me here. So, to talk about myself, my name is Aparna Vasudevan. I am a data scientist with Google right now. I have total of 9 years of experience in this field. I am a BTech computer science graduate from Sastra University, and as you mentioned, I'm currently working for Google in their trust and safety department in their data science wing. Yeah, I think that's all about me.
That sounds like a very interesting journey, Aparna. Being trust and safety data scientist at Google sounds like a very important job, I think so. Helping keep people on safe online because nowadays online frauds are so many going. It seems like you have come a long way to reach this point. So now let's get straight to the main topic. We all want to hear about your experiences getting this job at Google. Can you briefly tell us about your whole interview experience from the time you first applied until you got the final job offer from the trust and safety data scientist position? How was that whole journey for you, Aparna?
Sure. So before joining Google, I was actually a fraud data scientist with PayPal. And the domain was very similar to the trust and safety that we have here in Google. So actually, I did not apply directly, at least for this job role for Google. I've applied for other roles in the past, but this one I was reached out by the recruiter herself, and like we had a quick phone conversation on whether I'll be interested or not, and then followed by that, there were a set of 3 rounds which happened, and all very interesting rounds, and I was able to talk to very interesting people from Google. And yeah, at the end of it, I got a job offer, which was very exciting. So I decided to move forward and join Google.
Yes, thanks for sharing that first overview. It sounds like a detailed process as we accept for a job role at Google. Okay, to understand better, Aparna, let's talk about the different steps in this interview. How many interview rounds were there in total for the data scientist trust and safety job, and what kind of rounds were they? For example, were there a coding test, technical questions, HR talk, or anything special related to trust and safety or data ethics?
So actually, there were, as I mentioned, 3 rounds in total, right? And they were a combination of technical as well as behavioral questions, right? So the first question was all technical, where I had some questions for coding. So primarily from SQL, right? And I was given some questions and I was asked to write codes in Notepad. So I had like 3 to 4 questions over there. And then we also discussed on how I would approach solving those questions. So that was about the first round. The second round was more about trust and safety domain and a lot of case study kind of round. So I was given interesting situations where I had to like deep dive and understand how I should proceed as the data scientist working at Google. And like I brainstormed ideas with the panelists who joined. And like that was almost like 45 minutes discussion on 2 to 3 case study problems related to YouTube, safe browsing, and many things. That was the second round. And the third round was with the hiring manager. So there, actually, that is also called like the googliness round. So I was asked a lot of behavioral questions and how I would react to certain situations. Some like few questions related to leadership and all of that. So those were the 3 rounds. And post that, I had some discussions with the HR on the package and other things. But yeah, these were like the major steps that were involved in the interview process.
Yeah, that's help us understand the different stages clearly, Aparna. It's always good to know what to expect, especially when a job is in a special area like trust and safety. Now, for the part many of our listeners are most curious about, the actual questions. Can you share some of the main problems or questions you were asked during this round, especially those connected to trust and safety or a general data science? And were there any difficulty or unique questions that really stood out to you?
So, in the first coding round, I was asked some SQL questions related to joins and also aggregation and simple questions related to sums, averages, and all. And also, we had some questions related to subqueries as well. So, this is what I had in the first round. In the second round, it was very interesting. So, we had some case studies related to YouTube. So, though my team is not a YouTube team, but we still ended up discussing about that. So, they gave me some situation where, for example, let's say there is a lot of malicious content that's getting uploaded in YouTube. Suddenly, you see a spike in that. So, as an data scientist, what would you do in this case? How would you analyze? So, such sort of questions were asked. There is no like one right or wrong answer for this. So, they were more concerned about my approach. How am I? Whether I'm asking the right questions, whether I'm clarifying the situation in the right way. So these kind of things that is what they were interested in. So we had like a good 45 minutes discussion around some of those questions. And in the third round, which is the hiring manager round, there were some questions related to how I would handle certain situations. Like, for example, if like there is a case where I have done a project, but my teammate is trying to steal all the credits from me. So what would I do in that case? So such kind of questions were asked. And also like I was asked questions about what kind of leadership style I think works the best and things like that. So these and all of these questions I had to actually answer from my own experience. So there is no like one answer for everybody. So it was all based on my experience from the past companies and things like that. So yeah, these sort of questions were asked.
Oh wow, those sounds like some questions that makes you think. It's good to know what kind of challenges people might face in such an important area that this with user safety and data. So since those questions were quite challenging, preparing well must have been very important, right? So
Yeah.
how did you prepare for this interview, especially keeping the data scientist trust and safety job role in mind? Were there any specific website, books, or tools you used that you found very helpful?
So actually, when I was giving the interview for Google or when the recruiter approached me, I was actually pregnant with my baby. So at that time, it was difficult for me to prepare very suddenly, right? So I did explain them my situation and I asked some time for preparation. So they were open to that and they gave me a week for preparing all these things. So then I had some time in hand, and I also had some of my ex colleagues working in Google under similar domains. So I reached out to them and asked them about what kind of work they do, what is important to them, and things like that. So with a company like Google, they expect you to know like what their team is doing, what kind of work we are supposed to be doing once we enter and things like that, right? So I did a thorough research about the team. I used the internet, I used ChatGPT, Gemini, and all of these AI tools as well. Like I gathered like information around what that particular team is actually doing and also what kind of algorithms they use and things like that, right? So that really helped me a lot. And for coding rounds, as usual, there are like a lot of platforms like Lead Code, HackerRank, and things like that. Though we do hands-on coding every day, it's not that we remember every single thing about particular language, right? So it's always best to kind of brush up your skills, even if you're very confident about it. So I also did that a little bit, like a couple of days before the round. And also, I had actually put in a lot of effort in preparing for the Googliness round as well, which is the hiring manager round, because in Google, it's very important. It's like a make or break round, right? So I went through a lot of YouTube videos about Googliness rounds and what kind of questions they ask. I kind of jotted down what I would answer for those questions based on my experience in the past. So I wrote down situations that are similar to what was asked so that it will be easier for me to explain. And also, as I mentioned, I reached out to people who worked in Google to understand what kind of response they expect or how their interviews went and things like that. So all that put together gave me a pretty decent idea of how to answer these questions that were asked. So since, as you mentioned, my preparation was actually done in a very thorough manner. So I had the interview part was very smooth and I was able to do it in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super helpful information for our listeners, Aparna, who are on similar path, trying to get a job at big tech companies, especially in a specialized area like trust and safety. Practical tips like these are always very much appreciated. Okay, so changing topics a bit, Parna, let's talk about your resume. For a data scientist job at Google, projects on your resume are often a big part of the discussion. What projects did you highlight in your resume for this job application? And did the interviewer ask questions about your projects? If yes, which one specifically? And how did you show they were connected to the trust and safety area?
Got it. So, as I mentioned earlier, my job at PayPal was very similar to the trust and safety role that was there in Google, right? So, I had highlighted my recent projects that I had done for PayPal, and I was asked questions about those projects and what was my contribution there, whether I was able to influence the stakeholders there, how did I carry the project from initial phase to the completed rollout phase, what was the impact of the project. So all of these kind of questions were asked. So basically they want to understand whether you are someone who can run a project end to end, whether you have the understanding of business, whether you are able to handle challenges that comes in the way. So those kind of questions were asked. So those were only like a couple of questions, but majorly not related to a particular project. Many of the questions surrounded like my overall experience as a data scientist, right? Not related to particular projects. So that kind of questions were asked more than project related questions.
Yes, yes, it's a great to hear how they were talked about in the interview, especially when you link them to the special parts of trust and safety. So, Aparna, you mentioned coding and technical rounds earlier. Let's go a bit deeper into them, especially for data scientist job. Can you tell us more about the coding or technical round themselves? What kind of problems were asked? Were there more general technical questions, or were there problems that focused on data science ideas, statistics, methods, or specific challenges related to trust and safety?
So actually, when it comes to the coding round, I was asked more code questions from SQL. Intermediate to advanced level questions were there, and then I think I had like a couple of questions from Python also. So these were like the technical questions that were asked from the coding front. Apart from that, while I was discussing the projects that I had done in my earlier companies, there was discussions around like the data science models, how I went about picking the right model for the project, how the model evaluation happens. So those kind of questions were also asked, and predominantly most of the technical questions were around the case studies that were asked to me, right, which I also described in the earlier questions. So that was like a detailed discussion. So it was not from exactly from my earlier projects, but I had to use like all my experience that I gathered from those projects to answer these type of questions, right? So that was like the major part of technical questions that were asked. It was all case study based on Google products and platforms and things like that. So it's very important for you to understand these Google products well in advance before you go to the round. So it might not just be the product or the team that you are interviewing for. It could be anything, right? And it's also not that difficult because we are using Google products every day in and out. So as a consumer, we know about those products. So with a little bit of research and understanding, you also try to understand how Google handles those products and what kind of challenges they could face. So once you get to that point, it's very easy to answer their case studies.
Yeah, that's give a fantastic idea of what to expect technically for the data scientist or Google, especially in an area like trust and safety. Understanding the mix of general data science and specific challenges is very helpful. Aparna, if someone joining the Google as a fresher, even we saw on the reels on the link on the Instagram, the people get the more like good office, good healthy lifestyle. Even there are exercises. Apart from that, so what perks the member who are joining they will get?
Yeah, like you said, like there are a lot of perks working in Google. The first of them being you are able to interact with so many people who are very inspiring, who are very knowledgeable in the areas that they work on. So the knowledge that you gather from talking to people over there, right? That's something that's incomparable. That's I consider that as the first perk of working at Google. And as you mentioned, like the food is good, the place is good, team is good, people are good. So that is the second thing. And as always, like compensation is a big part of any job, right? When I joined, like my salary had different components like joining bonus, and if you are relocating from one place to another, you also get a relocation bonus. And like base salary is just one part of your package. There is also like the stock offer that they provide, like the restricted stock, which keeps getting into your account every month. So they release it in that way. So like all of these put together is what is your CTC. So yeah, like these are all the things. And we also have some good gyms over there, which you can use to stay fit and all of that. And also transportation service is available. So yeah, these all of these are like the perks of working there.
As we start to finish this super helpful talk, Aparna, I would love to ask for your best advice for someone getting ready to interview for a data scientist trust and safety job at Google or any similar important data science role. What advice would you give them to crack the interview? And are there any tips or things to avoid based on your experience that you think are super important for success in this special area?
Sure. So I can give you some tips based on my experience having the interview in Google, as well as mentoring many people who kind of attend interviews across different companies. So first thing that's very important is to know what you do, right? That's very important. So if you have done a project in your company, it is very, very important to know that in and out. There can be any kind of question that comes from that. So you should not give them an idea that maybe you have not done the whole project yourself. You are just written it just for the sake of writing it. Such kind of thing should not happen. You should know the project in and out. That's like the first thing. The second thing is always brush up on your technical coding skills before you go for the interview. See, for experienced people, though they are working on these kind of languages day in and day out, there are a lot of things we might not use every day, but that could suddenly come up in the interview. Like we don't want to be in that situation, right? So always brush up, do at least like 4 or 5 questions before you go for the interview. And the third thing that's very important is do some thorough research about the role that you're joining, whether that actually interests you. So interview is not just a one-way stream, right? You also get to ask some questions to them about the role, the company, and everything. So it's very, very important to prepare for some good questions to ask them. So it not just adds to your value, it also helps you to understand whether that particular role is good for you or not. So that is very important. And also research about kind of work that the team does, if that's available like outside. For example, companies like Google, many of the information about the teams are actually available if you search the right way. So yeah, doing research about the company and the role and the job is very, very important. People take it very seriously. So and also like don't consider like it's just a HR round or Googling round, it'll be easy for me. No, like don't go from that angle. It's very important to prepare for those rounds as well. So try to get from as many experiences as possible. Like today there is a lot of videos, YouTube videos, and everything that's available for preparation, right? So use all those resources and try to make sure that you are well prepared before you step into the interview rounds.
Yes, Aparna, that's very truly priceless advice, I can say, and so many useful ideas for our listeners. Your journey and the wisdom you have shared today about getting through the Google interview for a data scientist trust and safety job will surely inspire and guide many young data professionals. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience and wisdom with us today on Chaitanya Data Podcast. It's been a really pleasure having you. Thank you so much, Aparna.
Thanks, Chaitanya. Again, thanks for having me here.
And to all our listeners, thank you so much for listening to our another great episode of Chaitanya Data Podcast. I hope you find this discussion as helpful and inspiring as I did. Remember, good preparation is a key, and learning from those who were succeeding in job like a data or analytics roles is one of the best way to learn. If you like this episode, please remember to like, share and subscribe to Chaitanya Data whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps me bring more amazing guests and helpful information to you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing and keep building the future with data. This is Chaitanya signing off.